This conference will now be recorded.
So today let us enter into the next part of our course, that is SQL concepts. Even we can say database concepts. What is this SQL is? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL stands for what? Structured Query Language. And what is this SQL is? SQL is a set of commands. SQL is what? It comes with what? Set of commands which are used to operate a database. Which are used for what? To operate a database. Then, what is a database? A database is a collection of related tables. So what makes a database? A database is what? It's a collection of related tables. And what makes a table? A table is a collection of data. A table is what? It's a collection of data in the form of rows and columns. Like example, if you consider an employee table, we go with employee number, employee name, and salary. We go with what? Employee number, employee name, and salary. Then we go with the employee number like 111, some employee name, and some salary. 222, the name of the employee and salary. 333, the name of the employee and some salary. Now, so in this one, this we call it as the column names, columns or fields. And this 111 raj and 8000 we call it as a row or record. Even this one also we call it as row or record. Row or record. So we can even define a table like it's a collection of records. It's a collection of records also we can call it as table. So in order to create this table, in order to insert a record into the table, delete a record or update the record, we make use of this SQL set of commands. Now, this SQL set of commands are divided into some categories. SQL command types. SQL command types. So we are having the commands like DDL commands, DML commands, DQL commands, and TCL commands. This DDL means data definition language. DDL means data definition language. DML means data manipulation language. DQL, data query language. And TCL, transaction control language. Transaction control language. Right? In data definition language, it goes with the commands like create table command, drop table command, alter table command, truncate table. Truncate table command. Under DML, it's mainly on the records of the table. Insert the records into the table, update the records, and delete the records. Data query language, to get the records from table, read operation, select command. Transaction control language, we are having commit and rollback. Now, understanding these commands, having some basic idea on these commands, that completes our SQL part. Now, how to make use of these commands, where to show these commands. So for this, we require a database server. We require what? Database servers. We are having so many database servers, like we are having MySQL database server, Oracle database server, DB2, SQL server, database like this. This MySQL is from Oracle Corporation. Even this Oracle database, as the name says, it's also from Oracle Corporation. DB2 is from IBM. SQL Server is from Microsoft. Sybase is also from Microsoft. In our course, we'll be going with MySQL database server. If you know one database, 80% it will be similar to other databases. So in our case, we'll be going with MySQL. So let us see how to download this. Download and install MySQL database server. 8 version. The latest version is 8. So for this, I'll be sharing one document to you. Download and install MySQL database 8 version. So I'll be sharing a document. Using this document, you can install this MySQL very easily. Let me open the document. Here you can see how to download and install MySQL. So open browser and type the following URL. You need to open this URL. Once we open this page, here you can find the version. So you can select the version over here. Okay, and you can choose your operating system. It will choose the operating system automatically. Okay, it will take you to the respective operating system automatically. And in this one, we have to go with the second download button here. Second download, not the first one. Second download. Once you click on this second download button, Windows MSI installer, here just you need to click on this. No thanks, start my download. Then it's going to download our software. So it's getting downloaded, but I'm just canceling. So once it is downloaded, we need to run that application. So whatever the file it has been downloaded, we have to run it. Let me show that. So once we open this page, you will get this window to install MySQL. So we have to go to this MySQL installer and click on the second download button. Then here, just we have to click on no thanks, just start my download. And once the file is downloaded, we need to install it. Right? We need to install this. Okay. Right. Yeah, just a second. So what we are discussing today is we are discussing about SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it mainly comes with some set of commands mainly used to operate database. Database means it's a collection of related tables. What makes a table? It's a collection of data in the form of rows and columns. Okay, and we are in different command types which we'll discuss again. And in our course, we are learning how to go with this MySQL database. Okay, so that only we are learning how to download this MySQL database. So just we need to click on this link. Once you click on this link, this page will get opened. In that, we need to click on second download button. And here we have to just say, no thanks, start my download. Once the file is downloaded, we need to install that. Means run the application. Then just to follow the screens what I have given in the document, select developer default and click on next button. In the next window, just to click on next button. Just to follow the document as it is, wherever I ask you to click, just you need to click on that. Okay, it will take approximately 10 minutes for you to install this MySQL and depends on the system configuration. Then wherever I ask you to click, just to click on that, and this window is important. Here in this one, it's showing see the port number 3306. So this will come automatically. You need not do anything. This will come automatically. Okay. This number is important for us. This port number is important for us in order to connect to MySQL database from our Java program. Okay. So make a note of this port number, and just our work is to click on next button. Next step, it will ask you to enter the password. The root password means the user account name is root. Password in my case I have given the password as root. So it is suggested to go with the password as root, as I will be keep on using root as the password in our programs. So you can go with any password, but you need to remember that. Just to type the password as root and just to follow the screens what I have shown in the document. Okay. Right. Just to follow the document as it is to install MySQL. Then once the installation is complete, we get the message installation complete. Then our work is just to click on finish button to complete the installation. Right. So what are the important points here? Port number. Is that port number 3306. Username is root. Password is root. So by using these three values, we can connect to MySQL database from our Java program. So that we'll be seeing how to do that in tomorrow's class. So today we'll be learning about MySQL. Now, once we download and install MySQL, see in the document you can find everything. How to open MySQL. So to open MySQL, in search, you search for MySQL command line client. You need to search for what? MySQL command line client. This one. So click on this. Then it will ask you the password. It will ask you the password. In our case, what is the password? Root. Then it is going to show this MySQL prompt, which indicates our installation is successful. So we need to get this prompt. So once you get this prompt, it means our installation is what? Successful. Right? Clear all of you up to here? Right? Everything I've documented, everything you can find in the document. Even the comments, whatever I'm discussing, everything you can find in the document, and you can even find more number of examples in the document. Right? Then, if you are getting errors during installation, if the installation is not successful, if the installation is not successful, then what we need to do? Uninstall all MySQL related from control panel. Go to control panel and we have to uninstall all MySQL related from your control panel. And you need to delete the folder MySQL. By default, your MySQL will get installed in C drive program files. Go to this folder and uninstall this MySQL folder. Not uninstall, delete. Delete that complete folder. And you need to install this MySQL once again. Okay. So if installation is not successful, you need to do this part. Okay. Now, the first step, see the document, the first step what we need to do is we have to create a database. The first step what we need to do, we need to create a database in MySQL. Creating database. The syntax of creating database is at MySQL prompt we are saying use the command create database and the database name. Every command should end with semicolon. Like example, you can say at MySQL prompt create database Java 05. I'm giving our batch number Java 05 is our batch number. So I'm giving our batch number as database name. So I'll be using this database name till the end of our course. Then once you create database, we need to open the database that we call use or change database. How to use is by using the command use Java 05. Use Java 05. Then next drop database. Drop means delete. Drop means for delete. Wherever you see drop command means delete. How to delete database is at MySQL prompt we need to say drop database database name. Okay. Let me show these comments. Open MySQL prompt. Here create database. How to create database? Create database. What is the database name? I'm giving Java 05. Any name we can use. And see it's saying it's already existing. Let me delete this. How to delete? Drop database Java 05. I'm deleting the database. Now let us create again. Create database Java 05. So the database has been created. Now we have to open the database. We have to change the database. Then we have to use the command use Java 05. That's it. It will say database changing. So next time onwards, when we open this MySQL prompt, you need not create database once again. Only one time creation, like folder creation. Next time we have to open the database. Only this command we have to use when we open MySQL next time onwards. Database creation is only one time process. Right? Now whatever the tables we create, that will be stored under this Java 05 database. Clear up to here all of you? Any questions? No. Let us move to the next one. Data types. Varying the data types like int, float, char, varchar, and date. These are the basic data types. Already we know integer means a numeric value without any decimal point. Float, a numeric value with a decimal point. Char and varchar, these two are important. Char and varchar. So when you go with char, use it to store fixed size data. Fixed size data. Like example, you can say employee IDs, account numbers, customer IDs. You can even say mobile numbers. So when you take mobile number, 10 digits or 10 characters, which I won't use for any processing. So you can even make mobile numbers as characters. So where the size is same. When the size is same for all the records, that we call fixed size. Then varchar is used to store variable size data. Variable size data, like example, employee names, student names, book names, like this. Okay, where the size differs from record to record. From record to record, the size differs. Then these words are only suggestion. This is only suggestion, not the rule. Then what is the actual difference between char and varchar? Let us understand the actual difference between char and varchar using a diagram. See here, if you go with here, city, you say city, char of 10, then it's going to allocate memory for city where we can store maximum 10 characters. It's going to allocate memory for city where we can store maximum 10 characters. Now, let us suppose we are going with a city like Chennai. Then what about the remaining space left out over here? This remaining space is wasted here. We cannot use that memory space for other purpose. The remaining space is what here? Wasted. In the case of char, okay, the left out memory will be wasted. I cannot use that memory for other purpose. Okay, then if we take same thing like city, where char of 10, here it's going to allocate memory space even for same 10 characters. And the left out memory what we are having, that is reusable. This left out memory is reusable. In the case of caret, the memory will get wasted. In the case of varchar, the memory is reusable. That's the reason we use char for fixed size data and varchar is for variable size data. The actual difference is related to memory. Got it, everyone? Any questions? Let us start with the comments. The first one, create table command. The use of create table command is used to create a table with the specified columns. The syntax is create table, table name, parenthesis open, column 1, data type of size. It's a comma, column 2, data type of size. Like that, we can go with multiple columns and you can say column n, data type of size. And every command should end with semicolon. Like example, you can say create table books. Let me go with employee, create table employee number int of 3, employee name, varchar of 10, then salary float of 4. Right? So we are creating a table with 3 columns, ANO, ename, and salary. Then what is this int of 3 size? 3 is size. Means in employee number we can store what values? We can store a value between -999 to 999. So maximum 3-digit number. So what is the maximum 3-digit number? 999. What is the minimum 3-digit number? -999. That's the meaning of size here. Varchar of 10 means we can store maximum 10 characters in this ename. Right? Now, let us go with the next command. Describe command. Used to display the structure of the table. What do you mean by structure of the table? What columns your table contains, what data type the columns are. That information we can know by using describe command. But by example, you can say DESC, the name of the table. Drop table command. Wait, what is it? Drop means delete. Used to delete the table. The syntax is drop table name. Example, drop table employee. Let me show these comments up here. First of all, let us create the table. So create table employee with employee number int of 3, employee name, varchar of 10, salary float of 4. And see the table has been created. It says query OK. Now to see the structure of table, describe employee. It's going to say what fields the table contains, what data types the columns are. Then, to delete the table, drop table employee. The table has been deleted. If I want to create the table again, I can simply use keyboard arrow marks. Keyboard arrow marks to go to the previous commands. You can use keyboard arrow marks to go to the previous command. I'm selecting this create table employee, press enter key, press enter key. So the table has been created. The table has been created. Right. Now the table has been created again. Now, in order to see the records present in the table, we use the command select. Select star from employee. Select star from employee, it's saying empty set because we did not insert any record into the table. We did not insert what? Any record into the table. Right? Now, let us insert the records into table. For that, we have to go with insert command. Use it to insert the records into the table. Use it to insert the records into the table. The syntax is insert into table name, insert into table name, values, value 1 comma value 2 comma get value n. There is one more syntax. Insert into table name, parenthesis open, column 1 comma column 2 comma like that, column n, values, value 1 comma value 2 comma like that, value n. The difference between these two syntaxes is, in the case of first syntax, the number of values, what are the values you are passing here? The number of values should be equal to the number of columns of the table. If the table contains 3 columns, then we have to provide 3 values. If table contains 6 columns, we have to provide 6 values. Means the first syntax is used for what? When we want to give value to all columns of table, then we go with first syntax. Coming to second syntax, the number of values should be equal to the number of columns given in the command. Means if I go with the 2 columns, then we have to provide 2 values. If I go with 4 columns, we have to provide 4 values. When we want to give value only to some specific columns of table, when we want to give value to what? Only some specific columns of table, partial columns of table, then second sentence. Like example, let's say insert into employee values 111, the name, since name is of type varchar. So when you are giving value to char, varchar date, the value should go in single quotes, then sum. Similarly, if I say insert into employee number comma employee name values 222, the name. The first one is, this example is for first syntax. We are giving value to all columns of table. Second syntax only to some specific columns of the table. Then what about salary here? It will be null. If no value means null in case of MySQL. Let me show these examples. Insert into employee values 111, the name and sum. Second example, insert into employee number comma employee name values 222, the name. Now see the select command. Select star from employee So we are writing totally 2 records. For employee number 222, the salary is null. No value means nothing here. Clear all of you? How to go with insert command? Now let us insert some more records into the table. Insert into employee values 333, the name and salary. One more. If I want to add one more record, just say comma. 444, the name and salary. 555, the name and salary. Right? And with select folder. Now see select command. We are in totally 5 records in the table. Right? We are in totally 5 records. Right? Any questions, anyone? Now for this employee number 222, we want to give salary now. So it is already existing record. So to modify the existing record, we go with what? Update command. We make use of update. Let us move to the next one. Update command. Use it to modify or update the existing records. Existing records. The syntax is update table name, set column equal to new value, column equal to new value. Like that you can say column equal to new value. Where condition. Where condition. Square brackets indicates in the syntax optional. It is optional to use where condition. Like example, if you say update employee, set salary equal to 6,500. If you are not using where condition, what is going to happen? For all records, it's going to apply for all records, the salary will be updated to 6,500. If we write like this, update employee, set salary equal to 7,500, where employee number equal to 222. Now only for employee number 222, the salary will be updated to 7,500. Okay. Now let me show the second one for now. Update employee, set salary equal to 7500, 7,500, where employee number equal to 2. Now see the record, select command. Now see for Ramu, the employee number 222, the salary has become now 7500. Right? Next one, delete command. Before we go to delete command, let us see about TCL commands. TCL commands. So we're in TCL commands like commit and rollback. Commit is like used to save the transactions. Transaction means remember always 3 commands only: insert, update and delete. Only these 3 commands are considered as transactions. Okay. So like example, at MySQL prompt, we have simply say commit. Commit is like save operation. Whatever the work we are doing, we click on the file save control S. Similar to that only here we go with commit. So what are the transactions we have done up to now? It will be in temporary memory. To make it permanent, we say what? Committing. It's like save operation. Rollback. Used to undo the uncommitted transactions. Uncommitted. Uncommitted means once we commit, we cannot roll back. And what is undo? Getting it back. Means if you delete a record by mistake, if you want to get your record back, then we say rollback. We use what? Rollback. Rollback is like undo operation. And it's only for uncommitted. One important note in MySQL. In MySQL, the transactions are auto-committed by default. By default in MySQL, the transactions are auto-committed. So since they are auto-committed, I cannot use rollback in MySQL directly because rollback is only on uncommitted transactions. Then how to use rollback? How to use rollback is we need to set here. Set auto-commit mode to off or false. To do is set auto-commit equal to 0. That's it. If you want to make it on again, let's say on or true. Here we have to say set auto-commit as 1 here. Let us make this auto-commit as 0 to make use of rollback. So use this command set auto-commit equal to 0. Let us move to the next command, delete command. Use it to delete the records from the table. The syntax is delete from table name where condition. Like example, delete from employee. So when you say delete from employee, if you are not using where condition, all records will be deleted. Right. Delete from employee where employee number equal to 222. Now it is going to delete only the record with a employee number 222. Delete from employee where salary greater than or equal to 6,000 and salary less than or equal to 7,000. So it's going to display only the records whose salary is between 6,000 and 7,000. Means only these records. 6,000, 7,000. There is no 7,000 now. Let us say 8,000. Let us go with 8,000. So we are having this one. 8,000 will come. This one will come. This one will come. But these two records will not come because they are less than 6,000 and more than 8,000. So whenever you want to apply some condition, we use where here. Now, let me show these comments. Delete from employee. See here, all 5 records are deleted. Now, if you see select command, there are no records. To get our records back, we use rollback. Now, see the select command, all our records are back here. Okay, come. Now, if you write delete from employee where employee number equal to 222. Now it's going to delete only the record with 222. Now see there is no record with employee number 222. If you want to get your record back, roll back. See our record is back. Let's come. Now if you write delete from employee where salary greater than or equal to 6,000 and salary less than or equal to 8,000. It's going to pull out only the records whose salary is between, it's going to delete the records whose salary between 6,000 and 8,000. Now see the select command. We are having only 2 records. How to get our records back? rollback. All our records are back here. Right? To delete the records from table, we use delete command. We are in the next one, truncate table command. Truncate table command. Use it to delete all the records from the table. It's going to delete all the records. Like example, you can say truncate table employee. It's going to delete all the records. Very important question. What is the difference between delete from employee and truncate table employee? The answer is, in case of delete command, both are doing same job, deleting all the records. In case of delete command, we can use rollback. We can use rollback. We can, whatever the records we deleted, we can get it back using rollback. Whereas in case of truncate command, in case of truncate command, we cannot use rollback. It is permanent delete. Truncate is like permanent delete. Remember, all DDL commands, if you take the DDL commands, all DDL commands are auto-committed. We cannot change the mode also. We cannot change the mode here. All DDL commands are auto-committed. So the rollback is applied only on DML commands. Insert, update, and delete. Clear up to here, all of you? Any questions? Next one, simple select command. Use it to retrieve the records from the table. Like example, already we are saying select star from employee. Star indicates all columns of table. If you want to see only some specific columns of table, we have to say select employee number, comma employee name from employee. It's going to display only employee number and employee name. If you write select star from employee where employee number equal to 222, it's going to display only the record with employee number 222. Select star from employee where salary greater than or equal to 6,000 and salary less than or equal to 8,000. It's going to display only the records whose salary between 6,000 and 8,000. Let me show this. If you write here select ENO comma ename from employee, it's going to display only employee number and employee name. If you write select star from employee where employee number equal to 222, it's going to display only the record with employee number 222. If you write where salary greater than or equal to 6,000 and salary less than or equal to 8,000, it's going to display the records whose salary is between 6,000 and 8,000. And you can find more number of examples and select in the document. Please practice that. The next one, last one, alter table command. Alter table. Use it to modify the structure of the table like the following. Rename the table. You can change the name of the table. Add new columns. Add new columns. We can add some more new columns. Modify the existing columns. Rename columns means we can even change the column names. Then drop columns. Delete the columns. Like example, we are having the table employee We're having 3 columns, envo, ename, and salary. Now let us change the name of the table first. How to change the name of the table? Alter table, employee, rename to temp employee. Temp employee. Now see, if I say disconnect temp employee, we get the structure of the table. Now let us go back to employee table only. Alter table temp employee, rename to employee. Now see, describe employee, we get the table structure here. Now we want to add a new column. How to add a new column? Alter table employee, add, I want to say designation where care of, it's going to add a new column designation. Now for this ename, we are having the data type varchar and size 10. Now we want to increase the size here. We want to increase the size. Then we say alter table employee, modify ename varchar of 15. We want to increase the size to 15. Now see, the size has been increased to 15. If the column already holds data, if the column already contains data, we can only change the size. We can only update the size, either increase or decrease. But if column does not hold any data, we can even change the data type also. We can even change what? Data type. Now we want to change the column name. So instead of ename, we want to say emp name. So how to change? Alter table employee, change ename to emp name varchar of 15. Now see, the column name has been updated to emp name here. It has been rechanged. Now let us delete this column designation. Alter table employee, drop column. We have say drop column employee, drop column designation. And now see, there is no designation column. Let me document. Alter table employee, rename to temp employee. Let us come back to employee, alter table temp employee, rename to employee. To add new column, alter table employee, add designation varchar of temp. If you want to add some more columns, just separate by column. To modify the existing column, alter table employee, modify ename varchar of 15. We are increasing the size. To change the column name, alter table employee, change ename to emp name varchar of 15. To drop the columns, alter table employee, drop column designation. So this is about the basic idea of MySQL. So we'll be learning so many other things related to MySQL in the next classes also. Tomorrow we go with the major topic of our core Java, very important one, JD basic Java database connectivity. So tomorrow we'll be learning how to connect to MySQL database from Java program. Very important one. Don't miss it. Right? Thank you all.